Oliver, an adventurous traveler, eagerly booked a charming errand for his week-long stay in a remote town nestled deep in the woods. The listing promised tranquility and an escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. Little did he know that his journey was about to take an unexpected and chilling turn. Upon arrival, Oliver was immediately captivated by the rustic charm of the cottage. The host, a seemingly amiable woman named Evelyn, welcomed him with a warm smile. As he settled in, Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The walls seemed to whisper ancient secrets, and the creaking floorboards echoed with hidden stories. Night fell, casting an eerie shadow over the dense forest surrounding the cottage. A faint rustling in the bushes sent a shiver down Oliver's spine, but he dismissed it as the normal sounds of the wilderness. However, as he lay in bed, strange noises reverberated through the cottage, distant whispers and phantom footsteps that seemed to draw nearer. Unable to shake the unsettling feeling, Oliver decided to explore the cottage. In the attic, he discovered an old photo album filled with faded pictures of previous guests. To his horror, each photo captured a look of terror on their faces, as if they were trapped in an unending nightmare. Determined to unravel the mystery, Oliver delved deeper into the dark history of the cottage. The following day, Oliver discovered a hidden room in the cottage's basement, its door concealed behind a dusty bookshelf. Inside, he found a collection of antique objects, a cracked mirror, an ancient rocking chair, and a tattered diary. The diary chronicled the tragic tales of those who had stayed in the cottage before him, recounting their descent into madness and inexplicable disappearances. As Oliver continued reading, he learned of a local legend surrounding the cottage. According to the diary, the cottage was built on cursed land, and its very foundation harbored malevolent forces. The townsfolk spoke of a vengeful spirit, a tormented soul seeking retribution for a long-forgotten injustice. Determined to break the curse and free himself from the clutches of the malevolent force, Oliver sought the help of a local historian named Dr. Elizabeth Williams. Dr. Williams revealed that Evelyn, the seemingly hospitable host, was rumored to be the embodiment of the vengeful spirit, luring unsuspecting guests to their doom. Together, Oliver and Dr. Williams embarked on a perilous journey to uncover the truth behind the curse. As they delved deeper into the town's dark past, they unearthed a tale of betrayal and tragedy that had haunted the cottage for generations. However, Evelyn was not about to let her secrets be exposed. The atmosphere grew increasingly tense as Oliver and Dr. Williams faced unexplained phenomena, with the very walls of the cottage seeming to close in around them. The line between reality and the supernatural blurred, and the air became thick with the malevolent energy that sought to consume them. As they neared the climax of their investigation, the sinister force unleashed its full fury. Shadows danced in the corners of the cottage, and a bone-chilling voice echoed through the halls, warning Oliver that he would never escape the curse. Oliver and Dr. Williams, armed with newfound knowledge, faced the malevolent force head-on. The atmosphere inside the cottage grew more oppressive, as if the very air was charged with an otherworldly energy. As they reached the heart of the curse, a room bathed in an eerie glow, they encountered Evelyn, or rather, the vengeful spirit that had taken on her guise. The spirit, consumed by anger and resentment, lashed out with a supernatural force that sent furniture flying and shattered the windows. Dr. Williams recited an incantation she had discovered in her research, aiming to weaken the spirit's grip on the cottage. The air crackled with energy as the battle between the living and the supernatural unfolded. Just as it seemed the forces of darkness would overwhelm them, Oliver found a relic hidden among the cursed artifacts, a family heirloom with protective properties. It glowed with a faint light as he clutched it tightly. With a surge of determination, Oliver joined Dr. Williams in chanting the incantation, channeling the power of the relic to break the curse. The room shook, and the vengeful spirit let out a blood-curdling scream as it began to dissipate. Shadows retreated, and the oppressive energy that hung in the air lifted. The curse had been broken, and the cottage, once a haven for malevolence, returned to a state of calm. As the dust settled, Oliver and Dr. Williams shared a moment of relief. The ordeal was over, and the haunted errand was now free from the clutches of the vengeful spirit. The townsfolk, unaware of the supernatural events that had unfolded, continued their lives as if nothing had happened. Evelyn's true fate remained a mystery, her spirit finally finding peace after centuries of torment. Oliver, grateful for Dr. Williams' guidance, bid farewell to the remote town, leaving behind a cottage that no longer harbored the shadows of its cursed past. The story of Oliver's harrowing experience in the haunted Arden spread through local folklore, a cautionary tale whispered among the townspeople. The once charming cottage, now free from the curse, stood as a testament to the thin veil between the living and the supernatural. As Oliver ventured back into the world, the memories of that fateful week lingered in his mind. The chilling whispers of the haunted Arden were replaced by the echoes of a town forever changed by the revelation of its dark history. The tale of Oliver's encounter with the supernatural would live on, a cautionary story for those who dared to seek refuge in the unknown corners of the world. Late one night, Frey gathered the necessary items and ventured into the heart of the house, the eerie attic filled with the unsettling whispers of the past. As he began the ritual, the atmosphere grew thick with tension. Shadows twisted and contorted, and the air seemed charged with an otherworldly energy. Just as Frey hesitated, contemplating the consequences of his actions, the faceless figures in the paintings began to materialize before him. The spirits of the Blackwell family manifested, their eyes pleading for release. Frey felt a chill run down his spine but pressed on, determined to break the curse. As the ritual reached its climax, the house shook and the temperature plummeted. The spirits wailed in agony, and Frey questioned the morality of his actions. Suddenly, a dark figure emerged, a vengeful specter who revealed the true nature of the curse. The specter, the betrayed sibling from the Blackwell family, sought not peace but revenge. The ritual had inadvertently unleashed a malevolent force that now threatened to consume everything in its path. Frey realized the dire mistake he had made, and the once charming house transformed into a nightmarish realm. Frey raced against time, desperately seeking a way to undo the ritual and banish the vengeful spirit. The house, now a twisted labyrinth of horrors, seemed to conspire against him at every turn. Shadows came to life, and the faceless figures pursued him with silent malevolence. In his search for a solution, Frey stumbled upon an old family heirloom, the key to an ancient room concealed deep within the bowels of the house. As he entered, he discovered the truth. The only way to break the curse was to confront the vengeful spirit and reconcile with the past. The final confrontation unfolded in the decaying heart of the house. Frey faced the betrayed sibling, whose anguished form shifted between sorrow and rage. With the guidance of the journal, Frey revealed the family's secrets, acknowledging the pain and betrayal that had torn them apart. As the truth emerged, the vengeful spirit's demeanor softened. The curse that bound them began to lift, and the house trembled with the weight of centuries-old grievances. In a blinding burst of light, the spirits dissipated, leaving Frey alone in the now silent house. With the curse broken, the house took on an air of melancholy calm. The faceless figures in the paintings regained their humanity, their eyes reflecting the peace they had long been denied. Mrs. Blackwell, who had mysteriously reappeared, greeted Frey with a knowing smile. The Victorian house, once a place of nightmares, now stood as a testament to the power of redemption and forgiveness. Frey, forever changed by the harrowing experience, left the once haunted Arden with a newfound appreciation for the thin veil between the living and the dead. Months passed, and Frey couldn't shake the lingering echoes of the supernatural ordeal. He found solace in writing, channeling the haunting experiences into a best-selling novel that captivated readers with its blend of horror and redemption. However, something still gnawed at him, a sense of unfinished business. One day, he received an unexpected letter from Mrs. Blackwell. She thanked him for freeing her family's spirits and spoke of a newfound peace within the Victorian house. The letter hinted at a gratitude that transcended the mortal realm, leaving Frey both comforted and intrigued. Curiosity drew him back to the small town, where the once dreaded house now stood as a beacon of serenity. Mrs. Blackwell welcomed him warmly, and they shared a quiet moment in the now restored attic, surrounded by the once faceless figures who now smiled with gratitude. As Frey prepared to leave, Mrs. Blackwell handed him a small ornate box. Inside was a key, said to unlock the secrets of another forgotten room in the house, a room that held the memories of those who had passed and the tales of those who had found redemption. With a nod of appreciation, Frey accepted the key, realizing that some stories were meant to be shared, even if they carried the weight of the supernatural. As he left the Victorian house behind, he couldn't help but feel a sense of closure, knowing that he had played a part in a tale that transcended the boundaries between the living and the dead. The small town and its once haunted Aribnb faded into the distance as Frey drove away, carrying with him the lessons of forgiveness and the understanding that even the darkest of places could be transformed into something beautiful. The road stretched ahead, filled with possibilities, as the echoes of the past whispered their final thanks in the gentle autumn breeze. It was a gloomy autumn evening when Frey checked into an old Victorian house he found on Aribnb. The listing boasted charm, history, and a touch of the macabre, exactly what he was looking for to inspire his next novel. The host, Mrs. Blackwell, welcomed him with a toothy smile that sent shivers down his spine. As Frey settled into the creaky guest room, he noticed peculiar paintings adorning the walls. Each depicted a faceless figure in a Victorian-era dress, staring blankly into the distance. Unease settled in, but Frey attributed it to the house's eerie charm. As night fell, Frey heard strange whispers echoing through the halls. Ignoring the unsettling sounds, he continued typing on his laptop, trying to lose himself in his work. Just as he began to feel a chill down his spine, the power went out, plunging the house into darkness. Frey fumbled for his phone, using its weak flashlight to navigate the foreboding corridors. As he reached the staircase, a fleeting shadow caught his eye, disappearing around a corner. Heart pounding, Frey hesitated but pressed on, determined to unravel the mystery. In the flickering candlelight, he discovered a hidden door leading to an abandoned attic. Inside, he found an old journal, its pages filled with cryptic symbols and drawings. The more he read, the more he became convinced that something sinister lurked within the walls of Mrs. Blackwell's home. Driven by curiosity and fear, Frey delved deeper into the mystery of the Victorian house. The journal hinted at a tragic past, a family torn apart by betrayal and revenge. Frey couldn't shake the feeling that the faceless figures in the paintings were the restless spirits of those who once dwelled within these walls. One evening, as the wind howled outside, Frey stumbled upon a hidden room in the basement. Inside, he discovered a collection of antique dolls arranged in a haunting tableau. Each doll bore an uncanny resemblance to the faceless figures in the paintings, making Frey question the reality around him. Determined to uncover the truth, Frey researched the history of the house. The more he dug, the darker the secrets became. The Blackwell family had a tragic past involving a forbidden love affair, a vengeful sibling, and a curse that bound their spirits to the house. Haunted by the revelation, Frey couldn't escape the feeling of being watched. Shadows danced on the walls, and the whispers grew louder. The line between fiction and reality blurred as the supernatural forces within the house seemed to come alive, tormenting Frey's every step. Frey began to question his sanity, unsure if the malevolent presence was real or a product of his overactive imagination. Desperation gripped him as he sought answers from the enigmatic Mrs. Blackwell, only to find her missing, leaving behind a house that seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy of its own. Haunted by the unsettling discoveries, Frey decided to confront the malevolent forces within the house. Armed with the journal, he delved deeper into the family's tragic history, discovering a ritual that could potentially free the spirits trapped within the walls. As Frey delved into the cryptic symbols and instructions, he realized that the ritual required the participation of the living, a sacrifice that sent shivers down his spine. Yet he felt a strange compulsion, a belief that he could bring peace to the tormented souls by completing the ritual.